Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yenam Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dradati Swapadantikam Vandeham Guru Shri Yadavakamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Savana Raghunatham Mitam Tam Sajivam Sahadaitam Sahadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganam Lita Shri Vishakavitam Shahi Krishna Karna Sindhu Dina Manojagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namo Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rashabhanu Pranamami Haripriya Vachakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhayascha Paddanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Welcome to this class on Bhagavad Gita discussions. So today we will be looking at the Lokas from text 64 to probably, I think I'm planning to cover up to 67. So this is the Sthita Prajna sense enjoyment. Kim Rajeta. So Krishna is now trying to answer the question of Kim Rajeta. So let us go to the shloka. So this is 2.64. Ragadvesha vimukataistu vishayan indriyascharan Atma Videyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. So this is a very interesting shloka. Let us first get into the translation. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulatory principles of freedom can obtain complete mercy of the Lord. So, so in this, there is a little bit difference from what it is told in 2.67. Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matpara vashehi yashendriyani tasya prajna pratishtita. So Krishna is telling here, one who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control and fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as man of steady intelligence. So, here the answer is here. This shloka also answers how a person walks, sthita prajna. He restrains his senses. So this is also an answer for Kim Rajeta. But in this one, there is no discrete answer to Kim Rajet. It may be, it may point out to Kim Rajet, but there is no discrete answer here. So the idea of 2.61 flows into 2.62, 64. I think I think I have covered this shloka in the previous class. I think I need to move to the next shloka, which is 2.65. Sorry for this confusion. 2.65. Prasade sarva dukkhanam anir asyopajayate prasanna chetaso yashu buddhi paryavutishtate. So, in the previous class, actually, we have stopped at what happens when we get mercy of Krishna. What happens when we get mercy of Krishna? That is where we ended last class. So when we get prasad, all our miseries go away. So for one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such a satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. So the mercy that we get is freedom from all hanir asyopajayate. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani, destruction of all the unhappiness. So then the consciousness becomes happier. Ashu means quickly, very fast. So the intelligence become rock solid and intelligence become unshakable. When we get the mercy of Lord, our consciousness becomes very happy. So once we get this prasad, that is freedom from miseries, we get higher taste. and fix our consciousness in Krishna. So the threefold miseries go away. So we still see that devotees are affected by this disease, heat and cold, and so on. So how can we tell that the threefold miseries are going away? So the idea here is that our consciousness to deal with things in our daily life changes by mercy of the Lord. So that is the mercy of the Lord. This is joy despite different miseries that we get in our life. The joy of Krishna consciousness is so big and enormous that the pains created by the problems of miseries in life doesn't matter much. With the spiritual perspective, when we say spiritual perspective, we come to the understanding that we are not this body, we are soul, and we are servant of Krishna. This perspective in mind, we understand that there are so many things to do in spiritual life. We do not have time for worrying for problems in life. Problems in life are like matra sparshasta kaunteya, sitoshana sukha dukkada, agama payino nitya stam stiti kshashva bharata. So they are like seasons which come and go, and they are to be tolerated. We can't do much about it. We just have to tolerate it. So let us take an example that uh, we are going for right now. We are going to have Krishna Janmashtami soon. So there is a huge feast, and in that huge feast, there are so many items to taste. And when we taste the items, the prasadam that is given to us, we find only one item or few of the items do not taste well. We do not bother much about that. We taste what is good, and we manage to eat also the ones which are not good, and because it is Krishna Prasad. So same way in a Krishna conscious life, there may be so many things, good things to do for Krishna in service to Krishna and service to devotee, that one or two problems in our life do not deviate us or trouble us much. We just handle it, we just tolerate it and go about our life. But in material consciousness, the life, even if there are one or two problems, they feel that it is very difficult to handle. The materialist will become bogged down by the problems of life. So in Krishna conscious life, by just getting connected to Krishna and his devotees, we experience a higher and richer happiness in life. There are material miseries, but the spiritual experience is so richer, deeper, that the material problems do not really matter. This joyous state helps us to fix our intelligence. So from the shloka, it looks like the intelligence is last thing to get fixed. Buddhi parya vatishtate. So this is the last thing that gets fixed. Okay, so is that the thing? No, we know that the point we started hearing scriptures, reading Srila Prabhupada's books, the intelligence is kindled by the basic faith in a Vaishnava, which is Srila Prabhupada, and the books written by him, which is scriptures. When we start experiencing the higher taste and happiness, the intelligence becomes rock solid. This is the outcome of our practice of spiritual life. The intelligence moves from logic to experiential. This actual experience makes the intelligence stronger. When we read Srila Prabhupada's book for the first time, we come to know that we read that we are not this body, we are we are souls, we are servants of Krishna. Like that, we read. That is a logic. Prabhupada gives a logic for each one of this. We try to understand the logic here. But then there is a very good shloka in Bhagavad Gita which is called as Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam. So this Rajavidya is called as this knowledge which is knowledge about soul, knowledge about our relationship with Krishna, knowledge that we are servants of Krishna, is king of education, the most secret of all secrets. So, Rajaguhyam, it is purest knowledge, Pavitram, and because it is direct, it gives direct perception by of the self by realization. Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam. Pavitra means purest one. Uttamam means the best. Pratyaksha Vagamam. It gives direct perception of the self by realization. And it is Dharmya. It is the perfect religion, perfection of religions. Susukam Kartum. Avyaya means everlasting. And you will find it joyful. So this is the truth. So initially, when we start learning about Srila Prabhupada's books, we get logic from Srila Prabhupada on why we are doing this devotional service. And once we start getting a hang of what it is, we experience it. So this experience makes our intelligence very, very strong. So so in a sadhaka's life, in the beginning, there is no much dependence on intelligence. Initially, the intelligence is to ask right question and seek the right authority. This is faith-based. Then follow the rules and regulations, where we see the logic that we need to avoid harmful harmful things and accept favorable things. So anukulyena pratikul. There's something called as pratikul. There is something called as anukul. So pratikul, meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, intoxication. We avoid this and accept favorable things. Krishna Prasad, association of devotee, Srimad Bhagavatam, reading scriptures, chanting the holy names, then visiting holy places. These are all favorable things for our happiness and superior well-being. Superior well-being means we need to go towards Krishna. When we keep practicing this by following the schedule, scripture, and authority, which is Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, then intelligence at the faith and logic level is driven by Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So then what happens by constant practice, we start experiencing a higher taste. Thus, our intelligence, which was driven by faith, schedule, asking questions, and so on, moves to the level of experiential. This makes us firmly fixed in sadhana. The sadhana which was first to purify us. Then, once we purify ourselves, we engage in pure devotional service. So, sadhana is very, very important even at the beginning level and also at the advanced level. So, in the faith and logic stage, hearing from authority, reading Srila Prabhupada's book is very, very important. This brings discipline in our life. Thus, the intelligence here is to discipline ourselves to move towards higher happiness and towards Krishna. So, that is the intelligence. There are many material scientists available who have tremendous capacity to understand things, think deeply, bring out different insights in various subjects in material spectrum. They write so many books, they write theories because of their deep vision and ability to remain focused on their activity with full concentration for a longer period of time. For example, the works of Shakespeare have deeper insights in human life, human emotions. That is why they are even very interesting to read even today, even after 300 years to or 200 years, still those books are read because it has deeper insights and the deeper insights in human emotions. And these deeper insights comes when they due to the ability and vision of the person, of that scientist or author, to remain focused on an activity with full concentration. So They come up with philosophical works, discoveries, inventions, theories, which may change the way of life of human being completely, and so on. But in the personal life, though they have made significant contribution in the material life, in personal life, they might be just sense gratifiers. They may fall prey to lust, anger, and greed. This material intelligence in itself does not guarantee sense control or ethic, bring basic ethics. It doesn't bring. So, but the spiritual intelligence and surrendering to authority brings sense control. So that is why spiritual intelligence is very, very high. That is why Prabhupada used to tell a basic student. So when Prabhupada's disciples were fighting, one of the person was visiting Srila Prabhupada, Indian origin person. He was telling, Swamiji, your disciples are fighting. I am surprised, like that he was telling. But Prabhupada told that I am surprised that they are chanting. You are surprised that they are fighting. I am surprised that they are chanting. So the spiritual intelligence is to understand what is right for us, what will take us away from material suffering, surrendering to authority. So these are all very, very important. So, what gives sense control to us in Krishna consciousness is the higher taste. This higher taste guarantees fixed intelligence. Thus, the basis for this intelligence is not one's individual endeavor, but it is complete dependency on eternal Guru Sadhu Shastra triangle. So this is surrender. This guarantees higher taste. And this higher taste guarantees the rock solid intelligence. This is because we internalize this spiritual happiness. Whatever intelligence we get, whatever higher taste we get, we internalize it and it gives happiness to it. Thus, there is a gulf of difference between material intelligence and spiritual intelligence. A person may be a scientist or a deep thinker, but if he is not chanting Hare Krishna, he is just like a camel horse, camel dog, like animal, who doesn't have any inquiry into the why we are suffering, into a higher reality. But a person who just chants Hare Krishna and remains in association of devotee, not doing any major contribution, but follows a specific schedule for his spiritual improvement, he is far better. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati has told in many places that just ringing the bell in Krishna's temple is millions of times better than constructing hospitals or any welfare activity. I'm just paraphrasing, it may not be the right sentence, but anything related with Krishna is eternal. Thus, how does a Sthita Prajna move in the world? Sthita Prajna moves Kim Prajeta. He moves based on Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So, this is what we need to understand. What happens when one's intelligence is not fixed on Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra? That is discussed in the next verse, which is Nasti buddhir ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayanta shanti ashantasya kuta sukam. One who is not connected with Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? So, this is a rhetorical question, without peace. Essentially, Krishna is talking about a sequence here. We need some basic level of peace to get basic happiness. Peace comes when mind and intelligence are focused. Mind and intelligence is fixed only when our consciousness is fixed in Krishna. So with Krishna as then as a focus of our mind and intelligence, then there is steadiness in our approach in life. That is what is steady mind. This gives happiness and peace in our life. If a mind and intelligence is running here and there, then we know that we can't utilize our time and resources properly at all. This results in loss and ends there is no peace and happiness. This will ruin us. This doesn't mean that a devotee doesn't have anxieties in life. Devotee has anxieties in life. However, the devotee is internally very clear and has tasks clearly aligned. This brings peace. These are the activities to be completed in my next 1 week time for me to be ready for Krishna Janmashtami. So this clarity is there in his life. So his goals are very, very clear and aligned with Krishna's service. There are many challenges in life, but and and the devotee knows that when he works for specifically for Krishna, his mental strength goes up. So he thinks I can do work and spend time to overcome these challenges when I am very much focused on Krishna. So that is the mentality of a devotee. This is the only way for happiness and go to Krishna. That is work for Krishna. There will be problems in life. Those problems in life also devotee understands and may work on it sometimes. If there is if the devotee has taken a loan for fulfilling some of his family requirements, he knows, he prioritizes that and closes. If he has a daughter in his family whom he has to get married, then he identifies the way to collect funds so that his daughter's marriage happens on time. And then once that responsibility is over, he engages full time in Krishna consciousness. So these are some important things which devotee prioritizes based on circumstances. He doesn't give Krishna consciousness as a reason for being irresponsible. So that is Krishna conscious devotee's view. So hence, I should remain fixed on this activity and complete it so that I can engage on Krishna conscious activity faster or sooner. So, this basic clarity brings peace in life of a devotee. The peace here majorly refers to inner peace. This could also refer to external peace situation, which will help him to do the service properly. For example, if a devotee has to clean a kitchen or clean temple hall, and he has to bring water from very distant, and he has to do it early in the morning, then the situation is not peaceful because he has to spend long time getting the water. Therefore, the facilities, some of the material facilities are required or proper planning is required so that the service can be done in a nice way. So to make things externally peaceful also, devotee plans. Maybe he requires two people to bring water and one person to clean the hall. So this is planning. So this makes the situation externally peaceful so that the service can happen properly. However, this inner peace, which drives the external peace or adaptability, uh, no, this may be for difficult external situations, and this one devotee thinks all this is happening. Or he makes the things, external things, peaceful due to his connection with Krishna. This is how devotee thinks. He is able to do proper planning because Krishna, he sees Krishna's hand behind it. So he walks around and makes things peaceful by always remembering his connection with Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada's purport here is very, very short. Unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace. So this is very, very important. So devotee internalizes this. So it is confirmed in fifth chapter that when one understands that Krishna is the only enjoyer of all good results of sacrifice and penance, that he is the properator of all universal. So this one is 5.29. Let's quickly see that. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram Suhridam sarvabhutana jnatva mam shanti rachati. So, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasa is the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, he is the supreme lord of all planets and demigods. Suhridam, he is the well-wisher of all living and benefactor. Sarva Bhutana, Jnatva, one who knows this attains peace. So Prabhupada has used this shloka here. Therefore, if one is not in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be a final goal for mind. Disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal. And when one is certain that Krishna is the enjoyer, properator, friend of everyone and everything, then one can, with a steady mind, bring about peace. Therefore, one who is engaged without a relationship with Krishna is certainly always in distress and without peace, and is without peace. However much he may make a show of peace and spiritual advancement in life, Krishna consciousness is a self-manifested peaceful condition which can be achieved only in relationship with Krishna. So whatever we do in our life, we need to ensure it happens because of the hidden hand of Krishna, and we should be thankful to Krishna about this. So this is very, very important. So material and material thinking that I am doing things is source of delusion, and this the mind makes puts us in illusion perpetually when we think that we are the doers. But when we think Krishna is the doer, we get peace of mind. If something bad happens, we know Krishna wants this to be in our life, and if something good happens, we think this is Krishna's mercy. So our dependency on Krishna increases whether there is a materially a sad situation or materially a happy situation. For a devotee, it is always happy situation. So here, Srila Prabhupada is referring to a ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal? Ultimate goal is, and how do we set up? Ultimate goal is our relationship with Krishna. This is the ultimate goal. And there are other things which require to steadily serve Krishna in this world, but we need to know that everything happens if we are related with Krishna. So this clarity is very, very important for us. Okay, in our normal life, we could see people who appear peaceful and calm. This could be because of sattvic culture they have brought up in, or it could be because of artificial facet also. So we need to understand that appearance and consciousness are not the same. A person will be in a clean environment, but his inner will be unclean because of uncontaminated desires. Thus, by just looking at externals, we cannot say that a person is happy. If the many Indians travel to United States or Europe because they are enamored by the material opulence. But the sad thing is that material opulence do not bring happiness. It is Krishna consciousness which brings happiness. Okay, so a situation, a materially very good situation will be source of so many problems. So a calm looking person may be agitated. Actually, Arjuna is asking, Kim Boge, no, he is asking, Karpanya dosha upatso prichami tvam dharma samudacheta. He is saying that he is bewildered and he doesn't know what to do. He knows that even Apirajipat, he is telling that even residents in heaven cannot solve his problems of life. That is why he is surrendering to Krishna. So, material opulence or appearance of a person may not mean that he is not agitated internally. A good material position or a opulent position doesn't mean that the person is not agitated internally. There could be desires which could be self-defeating and vicious, and this could be harming others. This external appearance could be a fakar, no, which he has created, which he has created to just divert or attract others to him and use them for their gain. So all advertisement today are like that. This is just to attract people. Thus, to know the personality of the person, we need to understand the goal and the drive of a person. The peaceful appearance of a person needs to be linked either to the deep goal inside or this artificial appearance. This artificial appearance can help a person to cheat other. However, in reality, this artificial appearance is only, resulting in the person cheating himself, because he is completely moving away from Krishna. And as long as he is away from Krishna, there is no asantasya kuta sukham. There could not be any peace and there could not be any happiness. So Krishna consciousness is the source of all happiness. That is why Prabhupada told, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Okay, now coming to 2.67. Indriyanami charatam yanmano anuvidyate tadasya arati pragnam vayu navam ivam bashi. So, as a strong wind sweeps away a boat on water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence. So, here we see that Indriyanami charatam, when one is going around in this world, the sense may wander. Charata means wild roam. When Sthita Prajna is walking around, what happens? So the senses are also wandering along with the person. The example here which is given, boat getting capsized by a strong wind, is very nice one. And it's very apt because even one wandering senses. If you see Vishwamitra, just the tinkling bell of Menaka was sufficient to pull him down. So, though his eyes were closed, his ears were not. So, when the Apsara's tinkle bell he heard, he just, his boat, the mind got, intelligence got capsized. The boat got capsized. So the boat is very vulnerable to face huge storms and wind. Same way, we are in this material whirlpool, material ocean, Bhavasagara, and the winds are like our desires. The desires can come and can sweep away. It can just pull the mat under our legs, our feet. So, how do we deal with these desires when they come? The basic understanding that we are all vulnerable is very important. That that understanding, that information, that knowledge that even one senses wandering can drag us away from our goal is a right understanding and right preparation to face storm and or avoid the storm. The scriptures, when there is a sailor and he knows that the particular patch of the ocean or particular patch of the sea will have a thunderstorm or winds or unfavorable currents, then he plans his activity accordingly, plans his navigation route accordingly. Same way, the understanding that even one sense when it is diverted from the, no, when it is deviated, it can capsize our intelligence. This understanding is very, very important. The scriptures are all guides. Srila Prabhupada's books are guides which tell us where the storms of material desire are high and where it is negligible. Thus, if we move into an area where there is high probability of getting a storm, then there is a high probability that our intelligence or our boat capsizes. Same way, if we venture to the areas where there is high material desire content, then every chance that there is every chance that we will fall prey for the material desire. Thus, the guidance and awareness of our vulnerability helps us to navigate through this material ocean, Bhavasagara, either by avoiding material desire or navigating with proper protection. Thus, we need a resolute that I do not want to fall prey to material desire, and hence I will avoid this activity or action. This resolute is very, very important. Other way is that I am taking the association of devotee. I always take us, and hence I will go with the devotees to different places and distribute books, which I alone cannot do. So typically, a good association is always required. It is better to avoid being lonely. It is always better to stay with devotees, stay with a mind engaged in some service. If you're not doing anything, you will be reading Srila Prabhupada's books. If you're not doing anything, you will be listening to Srila Prabhupada's lectures, or you will be reading, preparing notes for your lectures, or you will be engaging in some physical service, or you will be chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So there will be clear idea about what will you do when you do not have anything to do. So that clarity will be there. So senses are wandering in all direction. Indriyanami charata. No way we can prevent this. However, mind should not focus on that. If mind focuses on that, yanmano anuvidyate. Taddasya arati pragna. So yanmano anuvidyate. So how as a strong wind sweeps away a boat, even one roaming senses, so mind focuses can carry away the intelligence. Tadasya arati pragnam. This then drags away the intelligence. So one sense can drag away. So if you see 2.60, yatato hi api kaunteya purushasya vipaschitah indriyani paramatini aranti prashabhamana. The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind, even a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. This is told by Krishna in 2.60. So in 2.67, the focus is that mind engages, drags away the intelligence when mind is diverted by the senses. So there are sense objects, senses. So sense objects is there, sense is there, mind is there, intelligent is there. So 2.60 is saying that the sense can drag away mind very easily, and 2.67 says that the mind drags away the intelligence when mind focuses on the senses. So there is one level higher information is provided here. The difference between the two is Yukta Asita Matpara, the shlokas from 2.58. So if you see 2.58 to 63, we're primarily focusing on Kim Asit, sense control. And 2.64 to 71 speaks about positive engagement of senses. This means that we will understand that this is positive and this is negative. If I do this, I can progress towards Krishna. If I do this, I will move away from Krishna. I can differentiate, this is material desire, this is spiritual desire. Thus, we will accept what is positive, what is spiritual, and avoid what is negative and what is undesirable thing. So that clarity we will get. And so 2.67 is more on walking around. 2.60 is just control. Since we are in the material world, we must focus on Krishna. Because in material world, there is sense object everywhere. That is why Krishna is telling that mind should not drag the intelligence. We are on material world surrounded by complete sense objects. It's a dangerous situation. How we will deal with the danger? This is possible by preventing intelligence from being dragged away by mind. How we can avoid this? This is possible by avoiding sense objects. This is possible by not focusing on sense objects. Senses are just wandering, and if there are sense objects everywhere, then sense picks them, and mind starts focusing through the senses on the sense objects. This is where delusion begins. Thus, the discussion in the sloga now is one level higher. By proper scriptural knowledge, our intelligence is fortified. When our intelligence is fortified, the mind doesn't go here and there. So, how do we clarify our desire? That is talked about in next shloka. So 2.68 Tasmadyasya Mahabaho Nigrihitani Sarvashah Indriyani Indriyartebhyas Tasya Pragna Pratishtita. So Mahabaho is significant. Arjuna is a great warrior. He has conquered many warriors, but now he has to conquer something very, very bigger. What is that? O mighty armed one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly steady, is certainly of steady intelligence. So he has conquered many warriors, but now he has to conquer something big, which is to conquer the senses. Arjuna has to now conquer the senses. All the senses are controlled. Sarvasha, all the senses. Nigrihitani sarvasha. He has to control all the senses. This is because even one sense can drive away the mind and intelligence. This sarvasha has a greater emphasis in this sloka. All around India, sarvasha, all senses. The test of one's character is not physical strength. So mighty harmed means physical strength. But here, Krishna, by using this Mahabaho, wants to emphasize that it is not just physical strength, it is the willpower. So there are people who are very, very strong physically, but when temptations come, they just flop. So they are just like sand castles who will simply fall and get crushed. Thus, our strength is our willpower and determination to remain focused on Krishna's service. This is disciplining the senses. So, we need to ensure that we discipline our senses. So, one can curb the forces of sense gratification only by means of Krishna consciousness or engaging all senses in transcendental loving service of the Lord. Then Prabhupada is telling one who has understood this, that only by Krishna consciousness is one really established in intelligence, and that one should practice this art under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master. Is called sadhaka, a candidate, suitable candidate for liberation. So these are some important, nice paragraphs, purports. I'll go to the next one. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam yashyam jagrati samyami तस्यं जागृति यस्यं जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने. Just give me a second. So I think this will take a longer time. Let me just go through this. Prabhu, do you have any questions? If you have questions, let us take that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Oscar Prabhu isn't here, but I don't have any questions right now.
Okay, then what we will do is I will then go to, take up the shloka number 2.69. because it is very nice. 1 minute. Yeah, okay. Just there, and I wanted to open the. Somehow I'm not able to see the Zoom screen. Okay, that's fine. I'll just keep. You are able to see the screen, right, with 2.69, Prabhu?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. So this sloka is very, very interesting because there's a metaphor here, and and Prabhupada has quoted this sloka many places. So this is very important for us to understand. So what is night for all beings is time of awakening for self-control, and time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. So usually when we are awake, or we are awake when sun rises and it is broad daylight, and go for sleep at night. So what is this metaphor all about? So there is no chronology or geographical takeaway here. So night here refers to period of inactivity or lack of interest or lack of stimulation. And day means period of activity or full of interest or full of stimulation. So the metaphor here of day and night refers to these things. That is activity and inactivity. Night means inactivity, daytime means activity. Other being, so here there are two people who are conducted, compared. One person is self-controlled person, and another one is a materially driven person. They are compared. So the period of activity and non-activity are not the same for a materially motivated person and a spiritually motivated person. This means the activities of interest are completely different, or the foci of interest are different. For a material foci person, a person who's materially motivated, the foci is sense gratificatory activities. When this is available, the materials will be active, and he is, hence, it is day for him. It is day for, so sense gratification activities, whenever it is available, it is day for him. This is night for the self control. So there is a very good shloka written by Shila, said by Shri Prahlad Maharaj. Matirna Krishne Parata Svatova Mito Abhipadyate Griha Vrtana Andantam Gope Vishatantamishram Punah Punascharavita Charavanana. This means that because of uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to material life make progress towards hellish condition and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclination toward Krishna are never aroused, either by the instruction of others, by their own efforts, or by combination of both. So this is what we have enjoyed in our lower species of life, and now we are trying to enjoy it in human species of life, or a materialist person wants to enjoy in human species of life. There is nothing great in sense enjoyment. It is just rubbing off skins. So human life is meant for higher goals. This higher spiritual goal is very, very important in our life. Thus, it brings understanding of what is activity and what is inactivity for us. Thus, we understand what is day for us and what is night, and brings right perception of goal in our life. So, day for a materialist will be night for a spiritualist. What is day for spiritualist will be night for the materialist. For first, for the spiritualist, spiritual goal, self-realization activities, advancement in Krishna consciousness, these are all very, very important, or the focus activities. So the devotees, they get up early in the morning, do Mangalarti, chant Hare Krishna on beats for minimum 16 rounds, follow four regulatory principles, eat only prasadam. This gives them an opportunity to develop relationship with devotees and Krishna. Thus, they get higher taste. They get newer and newer happiness in this relationship. This is incomprehensible for materialists. They will think these people are just uttering one sound for 2 hours. How is this possible? What will they get out of this? They just wonder. They can't understand this. A materialist cannot understand this. Thus, there is significant difference between spiritualist and a materialist. We cannot advance in spiritual life when the definition of success is in material domain. Material definition of success is I want to enjoy a life, I want a big car, big bank balance, beautiful wife, big mansion to live, and servants to help me in everything. These goals do not support Krishna consciousness. These goals will not help in substantial spiritual advancement. Devotee thinks that Krishna has given me time and talent. So I need to use this time and talent in devotional service. This is wonderful. This is activity. Devotee's goal is Krishna Prema. Hence, time and talent can bring huge facilities and riches. And all this will be employed in service of Krishna. This is devotee's view. So he uses his time and talent not for his self-aggrandizement, but for building things for Krishna. So he brings huge riches, facilities, very specifically for Krishna. So when Srila Prabhupada met Ambarish Prabhu, the great grandson of Henry Ford, who has a pioneering business, who is the man behind the Ford brand cars, Alfred Ford. Srila Prabhupada asked him, where is Henry Ford now? The purport of this question is that such a rich businessman who built this entire Ford corporate empire, he could not take anything with him. This wealth is not with him now. This wealth is of no use to him now. Thus, whatever we have, we need to use it in devotional service. When we are alive here, the only wealth we can have it eternal is our love for Krishna. This is the difference in perception of a materialist and the spiritualist. Interestingly, Srila Prabhupada mentions two kinds of intelligent people, materially intelligent and spiritually intelligent. So we need not have to deny that materially intelligent people are intelligent. There are so many technologies which are available, um, which is brought by materially intelligent people. But devotees use these technologies for Krishna consciousness. So anukulyena Krishna anusilanam bhakti ruttama. Whatever is there, devotees bring that in service of Krishna. So this understanding is very, very important for us on this track of devotional service. Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutana Tashyam Jagrati Samyami Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Pashyato Mune. What is night for all beings is time of awakening for self-control, and time of awakening for all beings is night for an introspective stage. So Prabhupada here mentions that the introspective sage remains alert in the night of a materialistic man. The sage feels transcendental pleasure in gradual advancement of spiritual culture, whereas the man in materialistic activities being asleep to self-realization. So you can see here, Prabhupada says he remains alert, introspective sage, but here he says being asleep to self-realization, dreams of varieties of sense pleasure, feeling sometimes happy and sometimes distressed in his sleeping condition. The introspective sage is always indifferent to material happiness and distress. He goes on with his self-realization activities undisturbed by material reactions. So, okay, any question, Prabhu, from your side on this?
Thank you, Prabhuji. No, no, Prabhuji. Nothing from me.
Okay, then let us stop here. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kalpasindu bhayevacha पतितानां
Alright.
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज भगवद गीता की जय, जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत
Jai.
कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai.
गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल, हरि
Hari
हरि।
Hari. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Pranam.
थैंक यू, धन्यवाद प्रभु।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
थैंक यू माता जी, हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, हम जस्ट